everybody, to American Little Town podcast. I'm your host, Sean Farmer. I am here with my wonderful, awesome, I'm trying to think of some other adjectives. Sometimes
just say the bearded charmer.
So the bearded charmer.
Say.
He's the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson.
That's right.
Mr. Dan Denier.
I'm the Al Borland to your Tim Allen, Tim Taylor.
Al who?
Tim Taylor. I've been watching Home Improvement. Yeah. At 4 in the morning.
For all you old people over the age of 75 tuning in, you know what that means. Yeah. Anyways, we have a great show tonight. We have a special guest, Miss Karen Bond, representing the Galt Lions Club. If you don't know who the Lions Club is in Galt, then you probably should just pack your stuff and move out because you're not part of the community, because they are a mover and a shaker in town, and they do lots of things, and we're going to talk about some of those things. But first, I want to give you our little boring disclosure that we always do. I want to remind everybody who's watching that the Great American Little Town podcast is not associated with the city of Galt. We are not a platform for the city of Galt. We are a spokesman for them. And the things that Dan and I talk about and our guests, the things we say, do, or imply are not to be a reflection of the city. They are just strictly our opinions and for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Got it? Got it.
All right. Only my opinion matters, so.
Right. Yeah, Dan's, my opinion is very, very, like, I mean, we're a very, very credible news source. Like, our stuff is about as credible as you can get when it comes to city stuff. Let's just say that. But we don't speak specifically for the city because the city would not say some of the things that we say.
That's true.
But wait till someday soon. I have 20 meetings left.
All right.
I have 20 city council meetings left, unless there's any special meetings. And your tenure on the Galt Planning Commission is tied to mine. Yeah. So when I jump and pull the ripcord, you and I are going to be like tandem jumping out of the airplane.
Yeah, unless I go elsewhere.
Speaking of tandem jumping out of airplanes, we started a little late tonight, people, because we had to do some major technology upgrades. We've upgraded a ton of our systems tonight, and although they were tested outside of the studio, our technical team, which is my daughter Kaylin, and actually my other technical person, my other daughter Megan, the two of them have been down here for 2 hours, like assembling all our new. And we literally, like, it's like building an airplane, and then we just took off. And we just have no parachutes or nothing. We're just flying. It's like, oh, it's working.
Yeah, they're engineers. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like when they do resumes now, they can put podcast engineer on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, podcast technical team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if basically what I'm saying is if we have any technical issues tonight,
volunteer,
then, it is what
unpaid.
It is. Yeah. We want to welcome Ruben. Looks like we got Ruben, one of our regular viewers. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Ruben. So anyway, so what's big in the world? What's big in the news right now? Anything? Big?
I know we normally just try to keep things local, but have you been following that Savannah Guthrie kidnapping of her mother?
You know what? I heard about it. My wife told me a little bit about it, but I haven't.
Insane.
Have you heard about it, Karen?
No, I have not.
You know who Savannah Guthrie is?
No.
She's like this,
the host from the Today Show on NBC.
Oh, no, I do remember that now. Yeah, I remember seeing that on Facebook.
So tell us about what you know.
Her mom's like 83, 84 years old.
Yeah.
Lives alone in Arizona. And somebody has kidnapped her from her house.
So that's like a legit story then. I saw it on Facebook and I was like kind of questioning it for a minute.
They saw her, like, she has like a link from her to her pacemaker to her Apple Watch or whatever. Yeah. And then, like, at a certain time, like
2 a.m.
2 in the morning, it stopped. They found like blood in the driveway. Yep. She didn't show up to church the next day, and so people were like, "Oh."
They say there's been 2 ransom notes sent to news sources, and one of them, one or both, described decorations or described like the bedroom, and described what she was wearing. And
I didn't hear about that. There's actually been ransom notes,
but it's a
is that credible or we don't know?
That's
wow, that's crazy.
TBD.
Like the cops aren't saying nothing, to say, but so. But it reminds me, it got me thinking about, because this is a big, I've been kind of following it, and I'm like, holy cow, this thing is crazy, right? You don't hear about something like that nowadays. But it reminds me of the Lindbergh baby, Charles Lindbergh. When his baby,
did you say the Lindbergh?
I said Lindbergh, yeah.
Did you just say the Lindbergh? Have you guys tried to do Lindbergh?
But
yeah, it comes with mayo and mustard.
Well, and his kid ended up getting killed, Yeah. But that was national news. That was a huge story across the country.
Oh yeah, to be honest with you, in all fairness, I wouldn't. You said it reminds
me.
Yeah, but you can't compare that because Charles Lindbergh at that time was like that'd be like almost like the president's
right. But you're
daughter
talking about
being-
right.
yeah.
But you're talking with Savannah Guthrie. You're talking about somebody that's been a newscaster for 20 years or whatever. She's been on the Today Show as a host for several years. I mean,
Right.
she's somebody that people watch
Do
every
you know
day.
that? Do you know that Savannah Guthrie and I share the same birthday?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you look that up?
I'd known it before. I saw it once when it says people who share your birthday, and I was like, oh, I know that person.
Oh, and then it popped up.
Yeah. I mean,
But I think you're going to see
news people, people there on the air. It tends to be a thing. You're born on that date. Just saying.
I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see that she. I think you're going to see that there's an inside. This is an inside job. That this is like there's some speculation about maybe family members or.
So
it's going to get interesting.
So you're saying that Savannah facilitated the
Not
abduction
Savannah,
of her own mother for personal gain?
No.
Isn't there a movie that was like that where they like fake their own thing to get ransom money or whatever?
Well,
Yeah, it was like wasn't like a female. It was like a couple or like a lady or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Something.
I'm sure it's on Netflix.
wonder-
I'm sure it's on a documentary on Netflix.
I
I'm
wonder
sure.
if it was like. Yeah, actually, I think it was on the Hallmark Channel. The storyline was high school sweetheart goes back to hometown.
Christmas story.
Yeah, no,
Holiday story.
I make jokes about the Hallmark Channel because every Hallmark movie has like the same. There's like 3 plots. They just recircle.
100% agree. Nothing against Hallmark. Love Hallmark, but yes, I concur with
I
that
know.
statement.
I hope her mom's found alive. I hope she's still alive. And,
Well,
she's got heart issues. She has health issues. She needs medication. So there's some real concerns out of that case. And I don't know. It's just an interesting case I've been kind of following.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. This world is, do you feel so? I was talking to, I forget who I was talking to the other day. It might have been JT Thomas. Shout out to JT for watching the show. I was talking to somebody and we were saying, how the perception that like, we were talking about Galt and how people are like, I wouldn't let my kids walk around, because we were talking about, no, you and I were talking about this. It was you and I. We were saying that we feel that there is not anywhere in Galt that we would be afraid to walk through the middle anywhere at like midnight.
There's not a street I'm not afraid to drive on. There's not
I think, and it's not just because we're older and it has nothing to do with who we are or whatever. It literally, I wouldn't fear for my safety. I mean, something could happen, right? Anything can happen anywhere, but I wouldn't fear for my safety. And I think that says something about your community. If you have that feeling, I'd be curious about how many other people felt that way. Some people just wouldn't want to be out at midnight walking anywhere in the middle of the night, but I just genuinely wouldn't be afraid to do that. So the point I make, which I just forgot what that point was, but where was I going with this? I don't know. Gosh, we were talking about the Savannah Guthrie. Mm-hmm. We were saying how with the internet and how news, we are so connected to news.
Yeah.
Like for example, people think, I wouldn't let my kids, be out without knowing where they're at, and stuff. But when I was a kid, I would just take off on my bike and be like, be back later, Mom. And like, I'm just somewhere in Galt. Like she didn't know where. I didn't have a cell phone. There was no cell phones. Nobody knew where I was at. I would just come home before, when the street lights come on. Right. Mm-hmm. So there's this thought that like the world is such a dangerous place. And the conversation that I was having with this person was, but is it really more dangerous than it was in 1985 when I was a kid? Is there more like kids being kidnapped or muggings or whatever? Generally speaking, I don't think there really is. The difference is you hear about everything so much more. You hear about what happens in Sacramento. I mean, in 1985, unless you flipped on the Channel 3 news, you wouldn't have known anything that happened in Sacramento, or you got the Sacramento Bee and go, oh my God, look what happened in Sacramento yesterday. There was no internet. There's no live news updates that popped on your phone. You're not being fed information constantly, right? So you're kind of in a bubble, right? So it felt like it was so much safer then. And now it's like, it's a terrible world we live in now because all this stuff's happening all the time. Does that make sense?
No, it does. I was just actually talking about this the other day with my husband, and I agree. And I think it depends on who's sharing the information too, because now everybody has followers and their platforms, and nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, again, it's just you have readily more access to information.
Yeah. And information is being pushed all the time to you.
You know how I go down rabbit holes with the newspaper all the time, the old newspapers.
Yeah.
Well, last night I was going down a rabbit hole, and I found a Galt Herald article from 1970.
Mm-hmm.
And it was talking about a peeping Tom, and a young girl actually had went from her bedroom into the bathroom to use the restroom, came back into her bedroom in a towel, noticed the window open. The guy standing at her window tells her, I don't know if it said he pointed a gun at her or told her he had a gun and told her to take the towel off. She thought it was a neighborhood kid.
That sounds a little more than a peeping Tom. Peeping Tom just kind of like peep,
well,
but they don't like threaten.
She thought it was a neighborhood kid, so she put her house coat on, turned around, whatever, put her house coat on, went over to close the window. He grabbed the house coat and tore it, and she was able to get away from him, and then he disappeared. But I'm like,
dude, that's
wait a
like
minute,
that's like
this
a
is
home,
1970.
that's almost like a home invasion type
Yeah.
situation.
I mean,
Yeah.
what was the population of
That's
Galt in 1970, right? Yeah.
Probably. Well, I can tell you pretty close. Probably about 3,000.
Right. So, like, you know, you're talking about, is Galt safer? You know, we talk about, is Galt safer today? Is, you know, again,
Well, we talked about the story. Remember the story that we were talking about in 1935 that somebody held up the Bank of Galt with a machine gun, a Tommy gun, and robbed the bank, and then took off, and the cops didn't even catch him. They chased him, and he got away. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine this for Karen for a second? Imagine the news story tomorrow is that someone went into F&M Bank on C Street with an AR-15 and robbed the bank. Imagine how big of news that would be. Right. It would be on every channel. It would be all over social media. And that's stuff that you don't hear about stuff like that happening.
No. Knock on wood.
No, yes. Right. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying.
But that's where I talk about, you know, if you go look at the old newspapers, there was all kinds of different crime,
crazy
things
stuff
happening and back. Yeah. I mean, but people don't realize, people always think that it's worse today than it was then. I don't think it is.
Let me ask you this. So let me ask you this. This will be an interesting thought. Do you think that more stuff like that happened in Galt? Because let's be honest, in Galt, we probably had, in 1970, we might have had like a handful of police officers in Galt on the police force, right?
Yeah.
And now we got like 38 sworn officers. But I mean, do you think that, so I think the amount of things that happened then versus how many police officers we have and how many, I mean, I would actually say, I would be curious the relative of how many incidents versus officers. So I wonder what the difference would be 70, because that's, you know, that's 50.
I mean, like the ratio to population, like with the officers and that kind of stuff.
Like, I'm just wondering how many calls does, you know, how many things happened versus, I don't know. I don't know.
You didn't have many police officers. I know that.
No, not at all. I mean, they didn't even have.
They had one on at night.
They didn't even have. They didn't bring on a second patrol officer until 1954. They had one officer until 1954. Then they had two.
I did not know that.
Chief Froelich was police chief in Galt, and the dispatcher was his wife, because you would call his house to tell him that something.
You would literally call the house.
That's how that happened.
Yeah. And he was like, he worked for Public Works, and so like he was at Public Works working, and then they got a police call. Then he would put on his uniform, get in the car, and he'd go. Yeah.
It was
talk about slow.
That's very different.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Anyway, shout out to Laurel Vilmafort. How you doing, Laurel? She says, hello, Karen. Hey, let me ask you real quick. So Karen, let me tell you, when this whole Karen thing came into like, okay, Karen, were you just like, are you serious right now? Like, why did it have to be that word?
Yeah, no, I hated my name for the longest time. Still do, because it's still.
So wait, you hated it for the longest time when that started, or
like when that started. So shout out to my brother-in-law. Not so great shout out. So I would get blown up like daily with memes from him, like 6 of them, dude, like just one after the other.
I wonder where that I wonder where that really originated.
You don't remember what that is? So it was that one lady, I think, on that show. Do you guys remember? She had like 1 billion kids, and then she had like that really short, like crazy haircut. Do you remember that one?
Oh, so some lady that was just a real, and then she was
like six couplets or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I think that's what it started from, and then like that's why you'll see on the moon that she had that hair.
I know the show you're talking about.
Yeah, I thought it was that one.
John and Karen or something.
No, I don't think.
No, her name wasn't Karen, but I think it was like, I don't know. I feel like
her name wasn't Karen.
See it. I don't know, but like you see it, and like that's where like the memes or whatever, they'll have like this crazy haircut person. So like I just always think of that lady for some reason. I don't know.
I give a shout out to Debbie and my dad who's watching, and my great niece.
What's up, Pops? We miss you at the poker game. We miss you at the poker games. Your son wins almost all the time now. You've jinxed the game. It's
I know how to play.
Yeah,
I'm better than Sean at poker. That's okay.
Yeah,
we don't. That's a whole other topic we can talk about for hours.
Yeah. Anyways, but going back to the Karen thing real quick, you know what's interesting is we have a good friend, wife and I, someone we grew up with, longtime friend, and her mom's name was Karen, and she passed away. You know what Karen I'm talking about, right? Karen Stribling.
Oh yeah.
So Karen Stribling family have been in Galt a long time. So Karen passed away. It's like the nicest lady. Like I don't think that anybody could ever come forth and say like anything negative about Karen. So like she was like that. Everybody says, oh, she was the greatest person, blah, blah, blah. But no, this lady was literally like the nicest person. I never seen her mad. I never seen her like, she was like heavily involved in her church. She was like, I mean, everybody was just like, her turnout for her service was massive. And it was just, everybody was just like, she was such a great person and all this stuff. And I thought of this thing. I was thinking, in a world where people are saying, don't be a Karen, don't be a Karen. She was like an exemplary example. So it was like, it's almost like you should have like a hashtag that says, be a Karen. Like, be like her. You know what I mean? It was just like, I don't know, kind of reversing that. I just thought it was cool. But anyways, John and Kate +8. Yeah.
That was
Thank
John
you.
and
That
Kate,
was
yeah.
the one. Yes, thank you. I was trying to figure out like which one it was, but you'll see it on the memes. Like that's the lady that has that haircut and like it's associated to it. I'm just like, ugh.
So let's go talk about some local news real quick before we get to talking about Lions Club. Local news. So what's happening locally? It's big news. Anything? Hey, did you see? So they got all that. Did you see? I saw Public Works out today again, painting all the curbs.
Yeah,
they were on Lincoln Way doing some stuff today, putting reflectors up, because there were some incidents, and I contacted the city manager and I said, and I copied Public Works. I said, some of these things, and not just the new ones. There's lots of medians in town that can be dangerous. It's been super foggy lately. It's hard to see at night, and I think that we need to make anything that's an obstruction in the roadway, as visible as possible. Like if there's any signage that needs to be checked, or is there signage that maybe should have been there that fell down, or there's spots where people rip the reflector off and never put it back. So they went out like really like just going around like evaluating. And I was told by the city manager that they're actually going to the engineers are going to go and they're going to be looking at that intersection where Carillion tees into Bossow now, where the Carillion goes through, because they're saying they're just going to evaluate that intersection and kind of assess if there's any changes that need to be made. Now, again, the developer and there's certain things that they end up making the intersection that way. Public Works didn't come and say, make it that way. There's a certain process where roads end up being built a certain way. But Public Works and the city does have the power to come back and look at something and go, we don't think this is proper. We should do this or that or whatever. Now, I'm not going to get anybody's hopes up. They're going to go rip that median out. But the problem with that median is right now is on the south side of that median, I'm talking about the one on Bossow, right? You have the development and all the sidewalks and everything are done. So the road is very wide. Mm-hmm. But on this side, it seems very narrow. So the optics is that the median is off-centered. Like, why is the lane so narrow on that side and so big on that side? But they haven't built the sidewalks and all the stuff on this side of the development. So when they do that, then the whole lane will be wider. So right now, it's super dangerous. Like you're coming into town and it's like that freaking thing is like, if you're not paying attention, and there was a car that high-sided up on it or high-centered on it the other day.
Another accident after that.
Yeah.
There's been a couple accidents in that spot.
So we got to do what we got to do what we can do in the interim to make it safe as possible. But
my theory is engineers don't know everything either. So
I don't disagree.
Doesn't mean that they're built properly.
Yeah,
common sense takes place over engineering.
Sometimes somebody says I haven't hit it yet. Well, I haven't hit it either. So I mean, to be honest with you, if you take all the drivers in Galt, it would be safe to say that 90% of the drivers in Galt have not hit it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
keyword
saying.
is yet. Yet.
Yeah. So want to remind everybody some stuff coming up. So we had a city council meeting last night. Yeah, last night. I want to just touch on that briefly. So one of the things that we did was we had some representative from Sacramento come, and they were trying to get our opinion on, they're trying to figure out a new path forward on the homeless issue, right? So I went to this thing called the Homeless Summit. It was a big old deal. They had all the TV channels there, and it had all the mayors of all the cities. We have in this big old, table. It was in the rotunda, and it was like people. It was just a big to do. I think it was just for show, to be honest with you. But and they were basically, we all just going to brainstorm, like, what do we think's working? What do we think's not working? What we're doing so far doesn't seem to be working. So what they did is they're now going city to city. They went to Sacramento City Council earlier this month. They went to El Grove. They went to Rancho Cordova and I forget. They went to, so all the cities in Sac County, the only ones they haven't gone to, they went to us, and they're going to Folsom at the end of the month. Based on what they're doing is they're saying, this is what we recommend. And they're going to see how many people so far, what we went with last night, what we thought was a good acceptable recommendation is what the other cities except Sacramento wanted something different, which I think is funny. So what they're talking about doing is forming revamping it. There's a current board called the Coalition of Care, and it's made up of community members and things like that. we're talking about reorganizing that to include elected members from each city. So like one of our council members from Galt, one from Sacramento, one from Rancho would actually sit on that board. So they have a stake in it. And then they would evaluate what course or what policy they think should change course on the homeless issue and how we can solve it. And then those recommendations are then go to each city, to the city council of Galt, and the city council of Galt would say, this is the recommendation. Do we want to follow that policy? We don't have to. We could say, you know what? We don't like that. We think we have our own idea how we're going to take care of our homeless issue in Galt, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't have to follow it. But the main thing is, to summarize, we're trying to take a different direction because they're funneling millions and millions and millions of dollars into trying to combat homelessness. And there really is not much of a difference happening. I mean, there may be some differences here and there, but overall, we don't see the problem being remedied, right? But yet we're funneling tons of money in. So is it because there's all this money being spent on administration, and there's one specific, I'm not going to mention their name, there's one specific nonprofit that's kind of like the lead agency, so they get the lion's share of the money. And that's funny that I just said lion's share. I didn't mean to say that, but that's how we're, no pun intended. but anyways, yeah. So the thing is, it's like, you know, are they, you know how not to knock all nonprofits, but when you get into the big world of big, huge nonprofits, right? It's like a nonprofit just means at the end of the day, you just don't make any money, right? But it's funny how, like, if you take a nonprofit, this is, oh, we're going to be in charge of ending homelessness, you know, give us $80 million a year, right? How at the end of that all, no change has been done, but yet the 80 million has been spent.
Well,
and they're like, we didn't profit any money, but they have huge salaries, and like this person gets paid all this, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where the distrust comes in. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, the state in its wisdom and its wise leaders have spent billions of dollars on the homeless problem.
21 billion in the state of California.
And it's not any better. So, but you know, on something like this, you know, what has to be understood is that resolutions or ideas that might help the Galt homeless population versus ideas in Sacramento, the city of Sacramento, are going to
be different. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that Galt doesn't need some money to help with their solutions.
But what I mean is, I mean, because each problem should be handled differently. Galt's going to handle their homeless problem differently than, say, Sacramento, because it's a different kind of problem. It's larger. Maybe there's different nuances to it, right? And those are where the differences can change. But what I'm saying, they're looking for the broader policy. Like so far, we've had a housing first policy. Like the direction is that everybody should handle it with a housing first. So in my opinion, take care of it on the back end. Let's just build a bunch of tiny houses or shelters or something to get these people off the street and get in a place to live. So they're not really looking at how they prevent people from being homeless. They're only wanting to take care of it on the back end. And if you just only look at it that way, you're never going to solve the initial problem.
But you're never identifying like what the root cause is.
Right.
To then like
mental illness or drug addiction, or, you know, there's economic reasons, obviously, things like that. But
you also have to be careful that Sacramento doesn't try to flex their muscle and because it's everybody working together and go, well, you know, it'd be better if we ship 50 of our people down to Galt. Ship, you know, 100 people out here, and we're going to house them. We'll build them housing, but we want them to be in Galt, or we want to be in Elk Grove.
Well, two things we were very certain about is that, and they assured us that no decision that would be made, however we reorganize and do this, that land uses are going to be in the complete control of each jurisdiction. So land uses and what is controlled would still be up to the city council of Galt. The other thing was that we were concerned about is having fair representation, because I don't want to form a board of 15 people and it's like Galt gets one person because we're small, but Sacramento, they get 3 people,
right? And
Rancho Grove gets 2, and Elk Grove. And then what happens is Galt's voice is nothing because we're only one person. So it has to be equal representation no matter the size of the population.
Right.
So anyway, so that was one thing we talked about. And the other thing was that we did an infill fee reduction program for multi-residential and other stuff. So basically, I don't want to belabor the conversation on this, but real quick, what this was is we created an infill fee reduction. What we have is we have some pieces of property in Galt. These are like little lots, like where the JC Hall used to be over off of D and Fifth Street, or that empty lot by Brewster's, right? We have these little derelict lots that just become overgrown grass. You know, people put trash on them or whatever, that nobody wants to develop because it doesn't pencil out. A guy could come in and go, I can put a little duplex there, or I can put maybe a single family home there, or I can put maybe a little triplex or something, right? But the projects don't pencil because the fees from the city are almost the same as if someone was building like a 500 home subdivision. Like the impact fees, The water connection fees. There's all these fees, right? That have to do all these things, gas, Measure 8, all this bureaucracy stuff. So what we're doing is if you meet certain criteria, like the property has to be a certain size or under a certain size, it has to be, within a certain, has to be currently developed on 3 sides. So it can't just be open farmland, right? There's all these criteria. I'm not going to go into all of them, but if you qualify for all that, then you can qualify for this fee reduction program. So the hope is that a small developer would come along and want to build a small project, and he would get, possibly up to $100,000 of what could be $200,000 in fees. Now it's only going to be 100 instead of 200, so that this project would actually be worth it for them to do. That was what the program is for. And so we passed it. It's only a 2-year program, so it expires in 2 years. We would have to reevaluate and renew it in 2 years. But we made sure some changes were made, and I won't go into those details. We can talk about more some other show. But anyways, I think it's going to be a good thing. Whether or not it'll help, I don't know. We'll see.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is that for like residential or commercial or both?
No. So there's 2 pieces of the program. One is geared towards commercial or residential.
Okay.
So if someone wanted to build, say, a mixed use building like Galt Place, where they want to do retail on the bottom and then housing on the top, that's like that's a mixed use.
Okay.
So that would qualify. Someone wanted to just build like a little a retail, for businesses, like a little shopping plaza, as long as it conformed with the zoning. See, that's the thing though.
Yeah.
So the zoning still has to match. So if somebody wanted to build a retail thing in the middle of a neighborhood, it has to go to planning commission. So before they could qualify for any of the program that we just passed, they would have to go and petition the Galt Planning Commission to change the zoning to something. If Galt Planning Commission says, no, that's not a good fit, we don't like that, they did just say no, and it's over.
Got it.
So that's how it works. So, but it's a good thing because, we struggle to get things like apartments. We struggle to get things like duplexes and that what I call affordable housing, like real affordable housing.
Yeah.
That's actually real affordable. We struggle to get those kinds of things built in town. And Dan knows this because he's on the planning commission, because they don't pencil out or nobody wants to build them. And so we're trying to figure out how do we get, like Lippy Ranch would qualify for this program. Its criteria meets this program.
Yeah. It's under 10 acres and
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so other than that, those are the 2 main things on the city council meeting last night. And before I jump off city topics, I want to remind everybody we have a huge planning commission meeting this coming Thursday night, 6:00, City Hall. The Simmerhorn Ranch project is coming before the Galt City Council for a conditional use permit application. This is the project east of the freeway, where the proposed Maverick station, along with the, I'm sure everybody's heard the rumors like the In-N-Out Burger and all these other restaurants, are proposing to go in. So this is the first time that this has been in front of the Galt Planning Commission for their review, and it should be, I anticipate a lot of questions. I anticipate a lot of discussions, probably a lot of public comment. I doubt that it's going to be, honestly, probably standing room only, in my opinion. So it will be a big meeting. I'll be there for sure. I think a lot of people are going to be there. So if you're interested in that project, you want to see what happens, it's not streamed online, so you have to go in person. 6:00, February the 12th, City Hall, next Thursday. So big deal. Anything else, Dan?
Nope.
You want to talk about sports scores real quick, or you want to do that in a little while?
I'll do it whenever.
All right.
I think we should get to our guest.
So without further ado, I want to reintroduce our guest, Karen from the Galt Lions Club. The club has graciously sent the lioness into the podcast to talk with us. You know what? Tell us. So why the Lions Club? Like, I mean, I know you're going to tell us a little bit of history about the Lions Club, but where did why did they pick the lion? Like, what was the basis for that, you think? Do you know?
No, I actually don't know.
I don't either. I did a bunch of research.
I wish our president was here, Matt was here. He knows like so much history. Well, like John, Laurel's husband, knows too. They're like history buffs. They know so much history when it comes to the club and everything like that. I can tell you some current happenings and other things and some light history, but like deep into it, not so much myself.
So I did some research. And so Lions Club was started in 1917 in Chicago, and their first convention was held in Dallas, Texas, that same year. And then in 1920 they became international, expanding into Canada. So it was, there's a bunch of other things. So when did the Galt Lions Club form in Galt?
1963.
1963.
Yeah.
And how many members? I think just the Lions, just like lots of clubs, goes through like, big things where they're really prevalent, and then the kind of membership kind of dwindles, and then there's a big spike and there's a bunch of renewed interest, and then it kind of goes. what is the current membership right now, do you think?
I want to say it's about, because you've been following our social media.
A whole bunch of new members lately. Yeah.
We're definitely adding in some new members, which is great. I think we're roughly about 24 active members, which is great for us. And we continue to grow. We have more people that have been asking for applications and want to learn about the club that we've been building connections with. So I think we're going to grow.
Now, so 24 to some people want to say, well, 24 doesn't seem like that big, but this is not an organization where it's like, oh, I'm part of the, where just you're a member and you pay a due. And then you just say, oh, I'm a member, and you get like a pin. I mean, these are active. When you say active members, these members are not people that just say, oh, I'm a member. These people are like, they're like, it's like a team. So you guys have a team of 24 people that like deploy and go out and do all this stuff. And so it's like, it's like 24 quality members instead of like some other group that could have like 500 members and like, 499 of them don't even show up, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
we have groups like that, and not nonprofits. We have some organizations, I think, around that you have a lot of people but they don't show up to stuff. They don't, they're not really active. You have like a handful of people that do all the work, and the rest of them are just, yeah. Your current president right now is
Matt Laura. Yep.
He's a cool dude. Say hello to Matt if you're watching. I'm sure he might be, or he might see it. And any other Lions members that are watching. I know the Velma Forts are very, very active. John and his wife have been members probably forever.
Dave's on there too. So that was one of our previous presidents.
Yeah, shout out to Dave Garcia, previous president.
Weren't you saying before the show you want to be president next year?
Absolutely not.
And not because you wouldn't be honored to do it, because you just have a lot of stuff going on.
I do. Yeah. I multitask quite a bit.
Well, you're like me, Karen. You're like, you know what? I'm not gonna say yes to something unless I can put 100% into it. If I can't put 100%, I'm not gonna be like, okay, sure, I'll do it. Yeah. Karen says we had this talk. Yeah.
but I think that
David, you know why you're not the president anymore? I just heard a rumor. Because you're a Dodgers fan.
Oh,
that did not come from me, by the way.
He should be permanent president.
No, that ruined everything.
I mean, it's just like the Dodgers are going to be permanent World Series champions for the next several years. So,
whatever.
But the thing is, when you get into an organization like that, or you get into anything that's volunteer, there are people that are better at doing different jobs or different titles or different things, and so. I mean, if what you're doing with your full plate full of stuff is what you're best at doing, or what you feel is best at giving back to it, then I think that's where you serve from.
We're gonna show some photos here in a minute. We're gonna show a few photos of some of the Lions, the Lions group participating in some stuff around the community. And but while we do, before we do that, I mean, let's talk about what are some of the things pertaining to Galt that the Lions Club, what are some of the things that you guys have done in the community, like events you've participated in or other things? Tell us about some of that stuff.
So we do a lot of different events in the community. So we support elementary schools, the high schools, which a lot of people I don't think are necessarily aware of.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
actually.
No. So we actually just did the pancake breakfast for Valley Oaks.
Oh, I did.
They were doing a fundraiser.
Yeah, that was just a couple days ago, right?
Yep, exactly. So we've done that. We've gone all the way out to Oakview as well too, and did like a bingo night fundraiser for them. We support Avid at the middle school, so we also did a spaghetti feed for them, a bingo night for them as well too. So we pretty much open it up to any of the schools. If they need help with anything, we come and we will literally set up our own like kitchen essentially that we have, and we cook from beginning to end for them. Where this pancake breakfast, which you guys have seen us do at the 4th of July as well too.
So you guys come in and like so like if there's like an organization or a school or something, and they're like, we really need help fundraising for whatever, and they want to call in the heavy hitters, they call the Lions Club, right? Yeah.
That is
true.
Do
the heavy lifting. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I know you guys are like, you guys are at lots of events. You guys are at National Night Out. You guys at National Night Out, usually at Community Park, and you guys are cooking like, I think, hot dogs.
Yeah.
And stuff, like just a ton of hot dogs.
Yeah.
I always get there late. By the time I get over there, you guys are out.
You got to call me that way. Then like we have pizza too. So I work with, that's one that I like do a site coordination for as well too. So the Lions is automatically there, selfishly plug because I'm there as well too. So it's just easier for me to coordinate that site.
Okay.
To work with the Galt PD, Colby and and Julio, huge shout out to them.
Yeah,
Our CROs that
RCS.
helped do that piece
Yep.
of it. But anyway, so we have like 1,000 hot dogs because we're one of the largest sites there for National Night at the community.
1,000
park
hot
there.
dogs.
1,000 hot dogs. We also get
Damn.
pizza as well too, donated, sodas, waters, chips. We had Sam's Club there, which was awesome last year. They were a huge help to us because we were just, we literally like went through all of that food.
You're talking about Sam or Sam's Club?
Sam's Club.
But Sam too?
I got one of your free hot dogs. Bottle of water this last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, no, I usually, like I said, because when we do National Night Out, you know, the elected officials, they ride with the little procession. We go to each park. So community is like the one we end at. So by the time we get over there, like all the food's gone. It's like, you know, it's like we're looking for some eats and we're like, get over there and we're starving.
Matt and Jason are normally our cooks for that one. So call out to Matt and Jason. Make sure you guys put some grub aside for Sean next year.
No, you guys get over there and they're whipping up some vittles. They roll the Lions Club rolls out with their trailer and it's like all their stuff ready to go.
You mentioned bingo. Can we talk about the Lions Club bingo for a minute?
Which one? The regular bingo or the pitch to win bingo?
The pitch to win bingo.
That's like a
now,
staple.
I'm 51 years old.
It is a staple.
I'm 51 and I remember the Lions Club pitch to win bingo.
Yeah, as a kid
at the Galt Festival.
Me too.
Every
I remember
single year. That was one of the things I looked forward to. It was just, as a kid, being able to throw
we still do it at so the Herald Community Park.
Yeah.
We do it for in August. So they have Herald Days. We still do it every single year.
Yep. That's one of the like that's how I ever first memory of the Lions Club was from pitch to win bingo that they had at the Galt Fair every year. And it just so that made an impression.
We're gonna throw some photos up of some events right now that you guys share with us to share. So looks like this is some of your some of your meetings. This looks like this is a meeting.
A thing of bacon.
Looks like there's the Dodgers family doesn't have his Dodgers stuff on the lower right hand side. That's David Garcia, former president.
Yep.
Upper right hand is Matt Laura, the current president.
Yep.
And so you know what is cool. So I've been to a couple of your meetings. You know, we came to talk to you guys about something.
Yeah.
And you know what I dig is your little song that you do in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
It's cool though.
I was like, I'm not.
I can't remember what it is or what it's called, but it's like they started singing and I'm like, it's like I almost felt like I was like this is like the Seven Dwarfs and you guys are all like in your little your little song. Like, I felt inspired. It was like a I don't know. It was cool.
We're very I don't want to say like faith bound, but we're just very like home base, right? Like home, small town feel, I think is what I always associate.
So it's like a what's the word for it? It's a mantra. Is it? No, that's not the word mantra.
No.
It's like your like it's not like your anthem, but I'm trying to think of the exact word for it. No, it's not a jingle. Jingle. But it's kind of like an anthem. Like it's your. It'll come to me in a minute.
Well, and it can change, right? So we always that's just our go-to song because I think like everybody just got familiar with it. But like we do change it up at points in time.
You want to sing it?
Motto.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, I think a motto is more like a mission, like a mission statement.
Yeah.
This is more like it's a song.
It would be like an anthem, kind of.
It kind of is like an anthem, yeah. But theme song. I don't know. We're struggling for the exact definition of what it is.
Not as good as a jingle per se, but definitely up there for sure.
Yeah.
Meetings are held where?
Oh, so we do have our meetings. It is I have to look at my paper because I'm so bad. The second and fourth Thursday.
So tell us about this picture here. American Cancer Society. You guys helped raise money for American Cancer Society. So I see you and Matt there and your husband.
Yeah. So that was I think like not last year, but maybe the year before. And I got my little guy there. He looks so thrilled to be there. But no, so we try to do that every single year. And that's where we have like t-shirts that we'd be made. And then we go and we, donate towards that. So, typically we try to stay really local, but we do have members and family that, that speaks to us. So things that are kind of associated to our club members, we try to support as well.
All right. And then this is probably at one of your other events.
Yep.
This looks like
Halloween.
This is a terrible picture that I probably found online.
You can blame Dave. He's obviously the one who took the photo.
But the reason it's a terrible picture is because he's got this Dodgers stuff on him.
If
the Dodgers stuff wasn't on, the picture would be much better. I'm just saying,
That was right around the time. Looks like right around the time they were winning the World Series.
I mean, look. If I was
wearing all the clothes, Well, he kind of wears all the clothes all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to dress up for Halloween and try to scare people, I would wear a
Is that what
Dodgers
you would
outfit.
wear?
I would wear
Yeah.
a Dodgers outfit for sure. I mean, it scares the heck out of
I mean,
people.
I love Dave, so I'm going to let him wear and do whatever he wants, and I'm not going to judge him for it at all.
All right. So what's the next here? Okay,
This is pitch to win bingo.
There
This
you
is
go.
our Herald Days, right? This is our last
Herald
group that
Day.
just did it, and they were out
So
there.
explain pitch to win bingo
Oh
for
my
those that don't know
goodness.
what this is. What does it
Okay,
do? What do you do?
So let me break this down for y'all. Okay, so it's a cage, and essentially it has the bingo like laid out there, right? With all the different numbers, with the letters, corresponding letters. So literally you spin the cage around and you hand a ball to your victim. I mean, person that's going to throw it. And they throw it in the cage, and then essentially that's how you
Wherever
pick your
it
bingo
lands.
number.
Yeah.
So instead of like turning a little thing and picking out that
Yeah.
number, you're gonna have them throw it, which is great because honestly, like people love it because you get to interact with the audience, and it's really a lot of
sit
fun.
down to throw
Yes.
it, like you're sitting
Yeah,
there
and the
around,
kids love
you
it.
know.
So like we have a lot of kids that love to play bingo and get bacon.
Right.
I wonder who
you
came, I
know?
wonder who came. Yeah. Well, that's what I thought was funny how you went like canned hams and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we upgraded to
Bacon.
bacon. Thank
Yeah,
you very
I want
much.
bacon.
Oh, you give out bacon?
And
Bacon's
you
not,
can get
bacon's not cheap.
get wine. We give out wine,
So
and then
people
we
can
also
say
have
that- I
gift
think-
cards.
So people
You
can
know
say
what?
I brought home the bacon.
I still have. I actually won a bottle of wine at that,
Yeah.
and it was one of the youngest Smith boy, Chad.
Yeah.
It was a homemade bottle from Chad Smith that I still have at the house.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was a while.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
about that
that was a
one.
while ago. But
Yeah.
you're talking when there's 24 current active members.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that number fluctuates up and down
Yeah.
and stuff. What would it take to be a member? Like, is it going to cost me $500 a year to be a member?
No.
Do I have to be sponsored to be a member?
Well, kind of.
Like,
So let me get a little bit into that, Dan.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you I want to answer the question that you asked just a moment ago about where we have our meetings. So
Yeah.
our meetings are on the 2nd and the 4th Thursday of every month, and they are about an hour long. They start at 6:30. So right next to Velvet, the restaurant right
Yep.
there, there's the Galt place, like community center. You know what I mean? That's like right there in the apartments. So we meet right there.
in their community
Yeah,
room.
in
there.
their little community room right there. Great place to get established there. They're really nice to us and they help us out a lot. But yeah, so as far as getting a member, like you just come in and we have this online. You can talk to any one of their members. You can flag me down and find me. And you just fill out an application. So for a single member, it's $80. For a couple, it's $150
for the year.
for a whole entire year. And we do a fiscal year. So we don't do a calendar year, we do fiscal years. And depending on when you sign up, we are actually nice enough to prorate it. So
Okay.
that's something that we do take into account for folks. And you get access to anything in our trailers. So like you get access to all of our cooking equipment, our tables, our chairs, just anything like that. And also too, like the bigger play is you get to help your community. I know that sounds cheesy, but you also get a second family. So all these members I know, I go to birthday parties, I go to anniversaries.
Okay,
hugely.
hold on.
Yeah.
But if I become part of said family, like if I was interested in being a member, I'm just hypothetically.
Yeah.
So you said you become a part of the family, does that mean you have to hug? Do you have to hug the Dodgers fan?
Yeah, you would have to hug Dave. Yeah, you would have to hug him.
But
Yes.
I think
Just
one
joking.
I think one
That's
thing that's important to kind of touch on too, though, is the fact that if you look at the past, you said it started in Galt in '63, right?
Yes,
And
1963.
over these years, over the many years it's been here, the many other members have been educators. I know that Mr. Littleton was a member. I know that
Yeah. There's a very- it's
Orville
been
Fletcher was one of the founding
very
members.
prominent
Right.
people. Yep.
I know that you've had city council members that have been members, you've had police officers, firemen, business members. A lot of what the membership that makes up is the people of who the community is.
Yeah.
So I know you guys have 24 members, but a lot of your members is who they represent our community.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it's important for your members that want to give back to the community. That's just my take on it.
Right.
But
So now, and as far as being a member, I mean, you're saying anybody can become a member, but let's be honest, you don't want people to just become members and not be very active. You really want someone who's going to be committed to the cause of what you guys are about, because your members are the members, and the quality of these personalities, these people who are members, is a reflection of the organization, right?
100%.
So you want people who are out there and who are willing to roll up their sleeves and come out and be at these events and participate, right? You're not looking because it's quality, not quantity, right?
Correct.
You're like, oh, it'd be great if we had 100 members in Galt. But you guys would rather have 24 really good quality members than 60 people and half of them didn't really do
100%,
much.
100%. And I think that speaks to it too. So we do ask folks to go and help out at least 2 events and to come to as many meetings as they can. We realize all of us have families, we have other commitments, we have other things that are going on, which we totally understand. So again, we just ask hey, come to 2 events, at least help out at 2 events. And we're good with that.
And somebody that maybe isn't, physically able, maybe somebody can't stand for the whole day, or maybe but there's other jobs that you can, maybe you're going to have them sit at the table and take money, or maybe you're going to, so I think there's ways to volunteer as a Lion Club member, even if you're not really an able-bodied person to do something So I think, maybe you're an older person and you can't stand all day or something. I don't want to try and,
So tell us about, I have some interesting facts. I mean, it kind of blows my mind what the Lions Club, in general, the organization as a whole have been involved in. I was just reading here in 1945, the Lions assisted in the establishment of the United Nations.
Huh?
Like what? Like it says they supported the creation of the NGO section. And obviously if people knew anything about Lions, they would know that the Lions, they're very oriented against fighting, blindness, right? Sight First program, trying to fight blindness on a global scale. And one of the things I read here is about that it was a Lions member, George Bonham, in 1930, who actually introduced the white cane as an aid to the visually impaired. That came from a Lions member, the white cane. I mean, if everybody knows blind people, white cane, it's like a thing, right? But I never knew that. That's a big deal. It's really cool.
But you're not affiliated or associated with any particular religious denomination or political party or any of that
it's
type
all
of stuff,
community based, and it really is around, to Sean's point, like I say, the concepts of what we try to support. Sight is one of them. Hearing is another one that people don't necessarily tag us to. Childhood cancer, hunger. So there's different initiatives and things that we really try to focus on internationally as a club, but then also obviously local as well too. So there's things that community based that are happening. We want to jump in and we want to, help with those things as well too. You know what I mean? So we do work with the Sunrise Rotary Club. Sometimes we'll make donations to them as well too. We work with a local eye doctor as well too. Some people don't know this. I just want to do a shout out to a local doctor that we work with. So you can go in there and we support getting eye exams for folks that aren't able to do that.
Really?
Yep. And we will also pay for their prescription glasses. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Dr. Oy?
No, Matt told me today, and I totally spaced out.
So I'm asking one of the people that's thrown up.
Does the Lions Club
please throw it up in the
old
chat?
Old glasses.
So we still collect old glasses, but like I was saying, then we also, and so that doctor's office will collect them for us as well too. So they can go there, they can go ahead and do that examination. We'll go ahead and set them up with glasses. The other thing too, that people don't necessarily know that we do is sports goggles. So if a child needs sports goggles because they play, and they're expensive, they're like $600-700 something dollars a pop. We will also help them with that as well too.
You guys pay for those.
Yep.
Dr. Saki.
Thank you,
Dr.
Laurel.
Sakai.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, Dr. Sakai.
Dr.
I
Sakai.
don't know why I had like a moment there, but yeah, wonderful, awesome eye doctor that we work with. Like I said, there's still an eye collection there, for the eyeglass collection. Let me just
so these are the things that you guys do in the community. That's actually really cool.
That's just one piece of it. Yeah,
you were talking about sports goggles, or so if I'm if I have a child and I can't afford the goggles and they need them for sports. Do I just contact local Lions Club, or how would I?
Yeah. So you can go online, and then there's our email address, and you can email us and say, hey, like I have my child and, this is their age. Like I really would like to get set up with this. And so we actually have what we like their LCIF. So like hearing and eyesight coordinators that are a part of our team, our local team here. And they'll actually work with you to get that set up.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah. So it's just a small bit of what we do. And then the other thing too that we have as part of our community too, and I actually have a paper for it too. I have some papers for the coffee shop, as a scholarship. So we try to work with the high schools, and so both sides to put forward a scholarship. So,
but it's not just a scholar. The scholarship is not just academic based though.
Yeah,
you're looking for someone who's actually had community service, right?
So
that's what you're looking for.
What we try to look for is what we emulate, right? So if we're in the community and we're out there, we want to give thanks and really support someone that's doing that as well too at the high school level. Yeah.
That is awesome. And so, if someone wanted to, if there's a young person or there's someone watching our show who has a young child, or it's in high school or whatever, that is involved in the community, and they would like, oh, my kid could qualify, possibly qualify for the scholarship. How would they reach out to? Is there an email address?
Yeah, so it has our email address on there. Again, this is all on our socials as
But
well
just say,
too.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's the Galt Lions Club at gmail.com.
So galtlionsclub@gmail.com. So if you have someone in your family, son, daughter, that is been involved in the community and done community service, and think that you would like to try to vie for one of the Lions scholarships, galtlionsclub@gmail.com, or you can go and find this information on the Galt Lions Club social media as well. So check that out.
I have a question. So, we've kind of touched on how the Lions Club gives back to the community with the scholarships and the breakfasts and things like that. None of that's free.
No, none of that is free.
And that's not covered by your guys' dues by the 24 of you. So what are some ways that the Lions Club raises money to do those things?
So some of that comes from the school supplying it and doing some fundraisers. Some of it comes from us actually donating some piece of that to their fundraiser as well too. The other thing is our own fundraisers. So just recently, we had our crab feed. Our crab and shrimp feed. Everybody knows what it is. It's always in January.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what it is. It's always at the Littleton Center. So
the annual Lions
and
Club.
I didn't go this year. And
I know I didn't see you there, Dan.
So that's why it's important. That's why it's important for people
against you
next year.
That's why it's important for people that are watching to understand these things like the Lions crab feed. This is not just, people putting this on to raise money to pay whatever. This money goes right back into the community in all the ways that we've been talking about. So when you go to these things and you spend your money at these crab feeds and buy tickets and go to these events, you are literally keeping the money. That's what's great about our little town, is that, small communities like this, you keep the money, you're just circulating that money around and you're putting it back into the community. It's not exit. It's not, you're not donating money. I'm not going to, I don't want to knock a certain organization, but it's not like it's the Red Cross or the whatever organization where, it goes outside of this and it goes and there's an administration. Where this is local money. When you work with local nonprofits, Lions Club, and there's other nonprofits in town, when you work with these local nonprofits, what they do in the community, you're just keeping that money here.
It's money that they use to make our community better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes towards the scholarships. It goes towards all the, being able to donate more. Like we had the Lickety Split girls come in, and they were actually servicing the crab feed for us. They were helping out, and when we go around and we were looking for tips and stuff, right? Like we can up that, to them to really help out that organization, which we try to do. Or we had the FFA from Galt there as well too, 1 year, again, helping us serve. We can, again, give money back to those organizations and those kids within our community to really help them out as well too.
And it takes there's a coordinated effort that has to go into
100%
organizing and working with these other groups and getting things to where they can. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort.
And I would say other nonprofits as well too. So, I mean, I know we're our own nonprofit, but I think the thing that is great here in Galt is that other nonprofits really try to support each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we have like St. Martin Foundation, you know what I mean? We'll be going to their group to support them for a spaghetti feed that they have coming up as well too here in February. Shout
out to one of our sponsors, Mark Jackson. Yeah. That is his nonprofit, St. Martin Foundation. So they're doing great things, and we're gonna have Mark on the show at some point too, to talk about what he's been doing. We've been talking to him about it. We just haven't knocked on a date yet, but so shout out to him and thank you for your support of the show, Mark.
Yeah, but just other nonprofits as well too. We work with the schools, like I said, and just other stuff like that in general. So I mean, I think it's really, really great to see that in Galt. You know what I mean? I know we have a lot of different groups, but we all really try to support each other, which I think is huge.
Yeah. Speaking of sports, hold that thought. Yeah. Speaking of sports, I want to touch on sports scores real quick, and then we're going to go back to Karen. I have a few more questions for Karen, and then but I want to touch on sports since we mentioned it. I want to thank the Schmidt family for sending us. They've become our go-to sports scorekeepers for more or less. They've been giving us basketball and soccer. They don't give us all the sports, but they give us the lion's share. I keep using the lion's share.
I love it.
That's the lion's share.
Just keeps on tagging and in.
So sports tonight, we're going to talk about some sports, and so the Galt High School basketball, this is girls basketball, was played El Dorado, and the JV lost 36-10, but the varsity won 49-19. So it was a handy win for the varsity. The Liberty Ranch girls, the Lady Hawks, also played El Dorado. The JV won 32-29, and the varsity won 45-21. And on boys' side, we had for Galt High School, the JV won 62-53, and the varsity won 55-54. That was a nail biter right there. And then on the boys' side for Liberty Ranch, we had the JV with a victory 44-41, and the varsity won 65-48. Then some soccer scores real quick. So Galt played Amador, and the girls won 6-1 varsity, and the JV. Nice. Yeah, it's a pretty handy win. JV lost 2-1. And then the Liberty Ranch girls played Argonaut. JV won 2-0, and the varsity won 4-0. And then, of course, the boys soccer, JV won 8-0, and the varsity won 8-0. That's Galt. So 2 handy wins, 8-0. And Liberty Ranch won 4-0 and 4-0. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So we had so the boys really blanked out the competition on that. So if you've been following basketball, it's the girls, the Lady Hawk girls. They're the undefeated in league. They're league, yeah. And so they're continuing on that. They won
they won reigning section champions. So
they won a super close one last week.
Yeah, hopefully they can go back to back again. And
so thank you for those scores again to the Schmidt family. I appreciate that. We appreciate you sharing those with us. And again, and speaking of sports, there's another photo we got up on the screen. That's our president. It's the current president on the left, number 52. Matt, looks like you were at the trunk or treat. So you guys are participating in, again, another community event. This may not have been a fundraiser, so to speak, but you guys participate in a lot of things.
Yes.
Where you're not necessarily fundraising, but you're just there. You're
out in the community.
You're present.
We just want to have a face out in the community. We want to get to know people. We want people to know really what we're about and that we're even here. There's some people that don't realize that how active I think we are out in the community. So part of that, I think this year that we really tried to focus on, or this last year, was really trying to get out there a little bit more in the community. So
we are going to do, we have our Galt trivia tonight. Just bring that back. There's a couple of your Lions members. Andrea, who's the person on the right?
That's Amy Havens. So she's a new member for us as well too.
Well, welcome to the Galt Lions Club, Amy. And Andrea is awesome. I know Andrea very well.
Do you know who of the current members has been the member of the longest?
Probably. I want to say it's Laurel, actually.
Probably
Laurel's been a member since she was like a teenager.
Yeah. Wow. I was going to say one of the development forts for sure.
Yeah. And then I think she brought John in.
So speaking of that, I think it would be respectful to mention that you guys actually lost someone who was a Lions Club member for many, many years, who recently passed away.
Yeah. Frank Matondo.
Mr. Frank Matondo.
Great guy.
I remember. I hadn't even thought about him being a Lion until you mentioned that before the show. I was like, yeah, that's right. He was
always active.
He was very involved with Lions, and he tragically passed away a few days ago. So shout out to his family. Our condolences to his 2 sons, and he had a new grandson,
wives and kids, grandkids.
Yep.
So it's very sad. He was. I remember. You remember his. So you remember Frank's mom? She ran the video store.
His mother-in-law.
Or his mother-in-law. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she ran the video headquarters, Galt Video Headquarters. We used to go there and invent VHS tapes and beta, way back. We're going way back, Karen, way back, Yeah. Well, when Dan was a kid, they had, it was black and white 8mm.
Yeah. I had a TV with knobs.
Yeah. No, true story. Yeah. So I was funny. My grandma would be like, can you change the station? So I'd go over to the TV, right? And you'd be like, you click the click. And then you have the UHF when you go channel 40. They go, no, keep going. Click. What about this? No, keep going. Click. Oh, yeah, that's good right there. And then he's like, well, just the rabbit ears a little bit. Turn to the left.
You guys must think I'm way younger, so I'm just going to take that and run with it because, I remember all those things.
Channels,
I remember all those things, like the box and then the TV sitting on the movable little frame. Did you have one of those? That's what I had.
Yeah.
And that VHS tape where like you were just trying to get it at the right spot and then like hope to goodness that it didn't like get all messed up and then like the whole tape just was ruined.
Speaking of the video headquarters, so I remember going to the video headquarters and you go in there and you're like, there was a new movie that came out. It's like, oh, we're going to go rent that movie. It just came out on VHS, right? And you go in there and you look up there and they take the little fake cardboard thing and they'd put it in the slot and take out the real movie. You'd always look and you go, oh, it's already rented out tonight. And then you go, oh, can you check the return box to see if it's in there? And they go dig it. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Somebody returned it. You're like, yes, that like made your whole night.
And then you need to wait for them to rewind it.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is to charge you not to when you didn't rewind.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Be kind and rewind.
Yeah. See, I'm not as young as you guys think.
Oh, my God.
Just saying.
So how many years have you been a Lions Club member? Have you been?
Oh, gosh. It's been I don't even know. I want to say it's been like 5 years or
Oh,
so.
nice.
I want to say.
And your husband's a member?
Yeah, my husband's a member. It's a family thing
So
for
who
us.
got
It really
who?
is.
Who got who?
Okay, so he gets drug into a lot of things. Sean probably knows this. My husband, my poor husband, and family, I get drug into a lot of things. So I became a member. He kind of simultaneously became a member with me. Then I brought in my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law isn't like a current member, but she literally helps us out with everything. She might as well just be a member as well too. I'm working on my brother-in-law. He keeps on telling me no, but I keep on telling him yes. So we'll see how that works because he still comes to some of our events to like help out too.
Well, that's cool.
You know, and then my kids come too. So we are very family friendly. I just want to point that out, like hugely family friendly. Like my kids come to the meetings, they sit at the meetings, you know, everyone loves them.
Well, I just saw something here I wanted to share. I think it's fascinating again. So today, the Lions Club is the world's largest service organization. The world's largest. It's number one. It has 1.4 million members, 48,000 clubs in over 200 countries.
They're everywhere.
I mean, you think about that when you got like, you know, you got Rotary and you got this club, you all these clubs, and these are all great organizations in all respect, but it's like, you know, Lions is like, it's the Lion. It's like it's the king, you know, it's the king of the jungle.
Yeah. But you know,
king of the jungle.
I think, you know, when people think about groups like the Lions Club, Rotary, things of those, they think, oh, you know, those are from days gone by, right? But they're really not. They're still really active.
No, you guys have a lot of young members.
Really,
I mean, you guys have seen like a resurgence. I know a lot of people that have, you know, it kind of, to be honest, it kind of became cool to be like in these clubs again, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, because when you were younger, I was always like your parent. I was like, that was for old people. Yeah. Like, oh, Rotary or Lions Club. You want to be cool and join
the club, the cool kids club, Sean?
I'm in the cool kids club.
Sean, are you in the Lions Club?
I'm not. You know what?
Who do you think's going to join the Lions Club first, Sean or me?
Well, you're retired. That's
both of you guys should. You guys join together.
Hey, you don't have to retire. How many of your members have full-time jobs, right? Most of them, right?
I have a full-time, a majority of them have full-time jobs.
Okay. No excuses.
If that's your excuse,
no
I mean,
excuses.
that's holding you back.
Listen.
You got 20 more members as a city council member. You got plenty of time after that.
You should talk to them again.
Like I told you, if I can't dedicate 100%, I'd rather not.
I do understand that.
So at a time when I'm not a city council anymore and I have some free time and I want to, you know, be involved in the community still, which I will, I'll very much consider that. And that's what I've told I've talked to some of the members of Lions and they've said, you should join. And I've, you know, like Sam, for example, so you should join. And I have thought about it, but it has to be the right time. It has to be right for me to have time. Now, someone over here who's retired, who does nothing.
I have meetings every second Thursday. The second Thursday of the month, I have a meeting I'm committed to. Sorry.
Yeah. This guy's like, oh, I was watching TV till 7 a.m, and then I rolled out of bed.
Actually, I did think about joining the Lions Club several times over the years.
Well, you should.
But at one point, it was because I worked every Thursday night, so I couldn't go to the meetings.
But you don't have to go to all the meetings, though. You can just show up to 2 events a year, and we'll take you down.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll need the help.
I know, but I also like going to the crab feed, and
you can still go to that, and then just think you could come and help us at the Pitch to Win bingo that you love so much.
Oh, there you go.
See,
there you go. So again, I mentioned we are going to have our trivia. So I'm gonna put out that question out to the viewers right now. And our question.
What do they win?
So what they're going to win tonight? Well, I don't want to say what they're going to win because you shouldn't. Somebody's like, "Oh, I'm going to play if I don't want to win." The prize is going to be a surprise. So we have something.
It's a good one.
We have something from a local.
It's a good one. You're going to want it.
Yeah. So you know, and if it's not something you like or we're going to use, then you can just give it to somebody else. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the question tonight is going to be associated with the Lions Club. So the question tonight is, and I think if it probably would have to say, I'm not saying that Lions members are disqualified from this, but I would hope that Lions members, if they're watching, would allow someone else to, you know, or I tell you what, if a Lions person would like to try to win this and they know the answer, and they would commit to maybe donating this gift to somebody else, that would be awesome if you would do that. Let's put it up. Let's put that there. So the question is, here's a question. In 1925, someone addressed the Lions International Convention in Cedar Point, Ohio, challenging them to become the Knights of the Blind and join the crusade against darkness, and which kind of springboarded the whole cause of the Lions spearheading, you know, against blindness and glasses. So somebody came and spoke to them. Who was that person? That's what we're looking for. First person to throw it up in the chat will win our trivia tonight, and we'll show you what you win. So, but yeah, it's really cool. I didn't,
what year?
1925.
I was gonna say FDR, but no, not 25. Hey,
Well, I can't say if that's the answer. I'm not
I
gonna
think
say.
I think that you and I should join together, Sean.
Laurel
if
said
No,
said
I know,
Ann
but
and
I'm-
Jen should be
I'm
members.
thinking if you and
I
I-
agree.
somebody's
I'm
on
thinking
there.
if you and I join, we could still get the $10
Did you
discount,
see
right?
Laurel? She's trying to hand out. She tried to hand out some.
Join
some
together and get that.
clues.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Does it start with H? Who's Sky? I know who that person is. I'm trying to remember who that is.
Skydive Rick.
Skydive Rick. Oh, that's I know who that is. Yeah, but you are right. You are right, Rick. The answer is Helen Keller. That is the correct answer. Helen Keller in 1925 addressed the convention and she challenged them to pick up the crusade against blindness.
Decaf non-fat mocha. He's putting in his order.
Yeah, decaf non-fat mocha.
Nice.
No. Every time Rick comes in, this is what he does. I'm like, how many today? He's like, mine. Or this is how small of a shop. Like seriously, we know we have names for drinks, right? There's the Rick. We just write Rick on the cup. So I mean, there's nothing to write. Rick is the decaf, is the decaf non-fat mocha, and his son gets a caramel latte, and his wife gets a cappuccino, either a small or large with almond milk. And it's always like he comes in, he goes, "I need all three today," or it's like, "Oh, just me and Arthur today," or just me and so and so, because he's like the gopher. His family sends him out for coffee.
Nice.
Are you gonna show him what he won?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think your wife's gonna love this. It's probably not.
It's
something
almost
for you, Rick,
Valentine's
but-
Day.
Yeah. So this was donated today by Laheim. Laheim is the little organization down there on 4th Street. So the items that we have, not that, that's mine. Okay. So we have all kinds of homemade things in here. So we have this awesome beanie. These are handmade items.
Ooh.
These are not store-bought. So there's a beanie in here. Actually, here's a list.
Oh, there you go.
A Blue Market bag, a mug mat, a coffee cup, snips, scissors in a case, a microwave bowl cozy, so it's for microwave bowl, a kitchen towel, a pot holder, a wallet, a knitted hat, a tortilla warmer / server, a quilt, and a bucket hat. All of that.
Wow.
That's a
And
jackpot.
that
win.
quilt-
All of that
looks
is in
really
this
pretty.
bag,
Did
and
you
it's
see it?
all
Yes.
handmade. This is all handmade stuff. This is not store bought.
Yeah.
This is one-off
Wow.
stuff. So I'll have this. I'll actually bring this to the coffee shop tomorrow, Rick, and I can
When
hand
you
it to
get your
there.
non-fat mocha.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That
When
thing is loaded full.
That
of
group is
good
awesome.
stuff.
They
Yeah.
support so many
Right?
other nonprofits.
Right?
They also help us as well too
oh
with
yeah,
the Galt Lions Club. So I mean, they're
there's a
awesome.
ton of
Great
stuff in
win.
here. So congratulations, and a great answer on that.
That's so
Hey,
cute.
Kate, can you go
Oh,
back up
geez,
for a
she's
little
gonna
bit?
die.
I want to see. So there's something up top. I want to, or towards the top a little bit.
Oh,
Something you mentioned-
Rachel says hello.
So Skydiver, it mentioned that what Lions stands for. It's liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety.
Oh, no kidding.
Lions.
No
He
kidding.
said that earlier, and I
He said
wanted
his
to
dad-
touch
he
on
said his
that.
dad taught me that. I did not know
Oh,
that.
that's
Thanks for
cool.
sharing that, Rick.
Liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety.
Interesting.
I like that.
I'm gonna have to ask you tomorrow when I see you the skydive Rick. Is there? I mean, what's behind the skydive Rick? Are you like a skydive? Don't say in the chat, but we're gonna talk about that tomorrow when I see you. So I'm curious about
When
that.
you order your decaf non-fat mocha
That's right. Yeah.
and whatever the drinks you have names associated to.
Yeah, yeah. What's funny is, and not to whatever, but we have people come in and order their normals. But what's crazy is about Rick's drink is all the drinks he gets are all, you can't just like make enough milk to make work, because one of them's almond milk, one of them's regular
Oh,
milk,
they're all
and one of them's
different
non-fat milk.
ones.
One of them's decaf, one of them's regular, one's cap. So they're all three different drinks. So
They're
it's-
really putting you to work.
he does. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I
But he
absolutely
brings in
love
his
it.
dogs. We give him pup cups. He's got 2 dogs. One's like a Rottweiler, a Missy, just a big lush, and then the other one's like a border collie.
Really nice.
And that one is I'm totally blanking on your dog's name again. The border collie. It's actually his wife's dog, I think. But Pia. No, not Pia. He's gonna post it. But anyways, but she's super cool dog. She's super smart. They see me making the pup cup and they're just like
Ready.
they're just like they're like laser focused, man. Yeah. Where's my treat?
I love it.
And
Yeah.
I got a real quick another membership question.
Yeah.
Just thought of.
Because you're gonna join. Got it.
I'm gonna
Ask away,
join.
Dan.
You know
Ask
what?
away.
I'm gonna tell you right now today. I will join the Lions Club.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to
I
that.
will join the Lions
Because
Club.
now it's recorded, so now it's out there on the
Oh,
internet. So
alright.
it means
I will join the Lions Club, but I will be a ticket taker. I'm not a hard worker.
PETA. That's her
I'm
name.
retired.
PETA's the
Just
dog's
remember
name.
that.
There you
okay?
go.
So you heard it first here.
Yeah.
Dan has pledged to join the Lions
I'll
Club.
be
See,
honest
like,
with you. I'm
Did you
not
know
a
you
hard
were gonna?
worker.
Did you know you were gonna get a new member when you came here tonight?
No, I didn't.
That's
Normally,
awesome.
Andrea gets all our
Actually-
new memberships
Actually,
lately,
I'm,
so I
I'm
can
very
put one in.
proud of you, Dan.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
But I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a like some requirements to be a member? Like like, is there an age? Do you have to be 18? Can you, because I know that you guys were talking about you give scholarships to students at the high schools and one of the requirements or one of the things you guys really look at is their community service.
Yes, correct.
So, can a 16-year-old kid join the Lions Club, or do they have to be 18 or?
So it's 18 and up.
Okay.
So what I was talking about earlier,
your family goes and helps.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So it is very family friendly as well too. And again, my kids are kind of helping as well too, doing some ticket taking things. But the reason why I wanted to bring up family friendly is because we are trying to potentially get to a point where we're back in the high school. So a lot of people don't know this, but there's a Leo program as well too. So I think there's like little Leos. Laurel knows more about it, but we're trying to tap into some younger kids. If we can get enough members with kids, then we can have those members that have like the kids have their own little like meeting and stuff like that and learn about the community that they're from, like learn how to give back to the community and that kind of stuff, right? They learn that at an early age. So I would love to get that set up eventually and also love to get back into the high school too, as well. So we used to, I think it was back in the day, have basically like we would go into the high school and we had like a little Leo area with the Lions where we had high school, kind of clubs set up there too. So I think it's something that we want to revitalize and get back to. I know I definitely do. And the club is very supportive of that. Sure. So again, I just need more members with kids. You know what I mean? So that way we can do that and eventually get to that point.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So before we kind of wrap up in a few minutes, I wanted to quickly, before I forget, because I don't want to make sure these people, we value them, but I want to mention our sponsors. So a big shout out to Galt Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for providing our studio. They give us a discount on our rent, and we appreciate their support. Galt Chamber of Commerce, very, very powerful entity in the community, probably second behind the city of Galt, I would say. Velvet Grill and Creamery, big shout out to Kirk. Thank you. He actually just renewed his membership. So he is one of our very initial seed sponsors, and he is decided he wants to continue as a sponsor. So thank you. So if you're looking for a great meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Velvet Grill, local, hometown diner right down there on 4th Street. They got great service. Go down there and I'm going to tell you, Kirk, the owner of Velvet, is the guy who gives a lot to the community. He donates a lot of money, different things, and he doesn't want any notoriety. He doesn't want his name put on anything. I mean, he doesn't say don't put my name. He doesn't ask for it. He never is like, I don't care about that. He never is like public about it. It's just, and so I have a lot of respect for that. So thank you again for doing that. Chandler Gross Group, local real estate agent. If you're looking to buy, sell a home, they're very experienced, a ton of experience in their group. And then we have Frontier Performance Lubricants. If you're an ag business or some of machinery, whatever, they are a local company. They are a family-oriented business, been around for a long time. River Rock Brewery, local brewery down on North Lincoln Way. Ed and his team down there. If you want a cold beer, drop into River Rock Brewery. Parker Realty, of course, a plethora of experience with realty. Maddie and Devin Delbrug are the young kids over there on the block, taking up the family reins, I guess.
Third generation
realtors, yeah. So Parker Realty. Casey Boyd Insurance, they share the building with us. Casey Boyd is an insurance agent. She can handle all your needs for auto, home, and any needs you insurance. So look up, just go down right across from Spawn's Cookies. Her office is in the brick building at 417 C Street. NorCal Spreading. Shout out to our friend Nelson and his family ag business at NorCal Spreading. Azevedo Quality Harvesting, also another friend of ours who's got an ag business. Mr. Sean Farrell, our city treasurer, who handles millions and millions of dollars. I'm doing my Donald Trump right there. Millions. I would say he's probably the best treasurer. I don't know. We're looking into it. Best. I think he's the best. Anyways,
I was thinking about Sean the other day. And we're gonna have to talk off camera because I have an idea of something for this.
Oh yeah? Sean. Yeah. So, anyways, he handles all the city's money and investments, and he gets paid $600 a month for doing that. It's ridiculous.
And he's been there. 30 years. 30-year treasurer or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So Ward Engineering, Matt Ward, I want to thank Ward Engineering. If you need any architectural or any kind of engineering done to build something or any kind of remodels or anything like that, Ward Engineering, reach out to him. He's local. Great guy, volunteers in the schools, very community oriented. Best Western of Galt, owned by our fellow council member Paul Sandu and his wife Amy. Best Western of Galt. You're looking for a nice place to stay. One of the nicest hotels in town on North Lincoln Way. Next Generation Barbershop, of course, Mark Jackson. We mentioned him. Hometown second generation barber. Is after his uncle. His uncle was.
I've actually used his services. Believe it or not.
Beards? Beards?
I've used his services.
All right, good. All right. King Sound Production. That's Brian King.
Yeah.
He does a lot of DJ work. He does a lot of sound stuff. Does a lot of community events for free.
He was just at our crab feed.
Yep.
Donated his time to us.
Donate
to
your
help us
time.
out,
See,
so.
he's
Really?
Brian King
Great guy.
donates a lot of time in the community doing sound.
Yeah,
He's
Brian's a
awesome.
good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
American Paving Systems. They're actually out of Acampo, but they're owned by ran by a lot of local Galt people, and they sponsor our show. Laheim of Galt, of course. The ladies at Laheim. If you want to check out some cool stuff at Laheim, they're right down by Barsetti's on 4th Street, and they're all volunteers. That they're in there sewing and making things for the community. They do a ton of stuff for the community, as Karen mentioned.
You know what the worst part about being on the show is?
What?
I can't participate in your trivia and when Laheim gives you stuff like that.
Well, maybe if Laheim is
I
watching
love
that, Dan.
what they give us.
What would you like Laheim to make you, Dan?
All
you
of
want a
it.
beanie?
I
You
can't
want a
choose. I
hat?
think it's all great.
You want a
Well,
hat?
you pulled that beanie out and I went, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Dan-
this gets cold in the
His
wintertime.
eyes
I'll
lit
tell
Dan
you.
wants
His eyes
something.
lit
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And then the two last sponsors is Mariscos Las Islitas. If you're looking for great Mexican food, especially seafood oriented Mexican food,
Yeah.
Mariscos Las Islitas. They are right across from Caesars, Little Caesars Pizza. They're in that little plaza.
The old
They got a
Marvel.
really cool place. They got a great bar in there too. They have a great bar with all the liquor you could possibly think of in there. Really cool owners.
Yep, the old
Yeah.
Papa's Pizza.
Old Pop's Pizza, and then last but not least, Electric Hair Studio. A shout out to Janelle Lopez for help for sponsoring our show. We appreciate your
I have
support.
not used Electric Hair Studio services yet,
Mhm.
but you never know.
Well, there's a reason for that. I
Never
can
know.
see.
I
You
can get
know,
a dye
it's not a
job.
lot.
I might
It's
need
not
a
a lot
dye
up
job
there.
on
Yeah.
the beard. You know,
It's not a lot up
He has
there.
a lot of hair.
yeah.
That beard is
We can maybe
it's
get
a beard.
braided
Dan.
or something, or
Yeah.
something.
I got
Oh, and of
it,
course,
yeah.
Spawn's Cookies Company. I didn't want to miss Spawn's. I mean, everybody, if you're from Galt, you know who Spawn's Cookies. That I don't even need to say who Spawn's Cookies is, but we all know who they are. You know, multi-generational business, one of the oldest businesses in Galt. Actually, the oldest family, the oldest business in Galt that has had remained under the same ownership.
Yeah.
That's Spawn's Cookies. Yeah. So
Yeah.
just a lot. Hey, that's what small town Galt's all about.
Yeah.
All those
Right.
businesses. These are all mom and pop, small town businesses right here that support our show. These are the people that can least afford it. They're not the corporate, the Walmarts and those are the worlds. These are the small people and they support our show. So we thank them dearly. So, well,
Yeah.
Karen, anything else you want to say a shout out to anybody else before we sign off the air?
Is there anything we didn't cover?
Oh my
anything we didn't
goodness.
mention?
Any events coming up?
So I don't have any events off the top of my head. We're trying to do several different things. So just keep an eye out
We
for our
do have a couple
socials.
events that we need to share real quick.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
forgot to.
That's right. Yeah.
So we have a Galentine's Market. This is coming up on the 13th of February. It's this weekend, actually. It is put on by the
Friday, right?
Chamber of Commerce, Chandler Gross,
the
Ronsby and Johnson Realty,
Yeah.
and
Not
it
this
is.
Friday, next Friday.
It's going to be held at
Yeah.
Papa's and Wings. What's
Yeah.
this is? It's like all oriented towards the ladies. Like they're going to have all kinds of cool vendors in there and stuff for the ladies. It's at Papa's and Wings. They have a huge area next to Papa's and Wings. So it's February the 13th, and it starts at. Does it say what time it starts? It starts at 6 p.m. So we're sharing that flyer right now. It's up
This
on the
hurts my
screen
feelings.
right now.
Why you want to go?
I'm a man. I matter too. Valentine's Day. I like Valentine's Day too.
So check that out. And then we have another event. We have the Liberty Ranch FFA crab feed. So again,
That's
one
the
of
next
these
day.
one of these things that's huge in the community. This is for the Liberty Ranch FFA. This is the next day, February the 14th on Valentine's Day. So take your honey and go out. Take your honey and go out and
There
get
you
crab.
go.
That
Girl
didn't- that
one,
didn't
and
sound
then
right.
right there you can go get some more crab.
Go get crab.
next
I think
day.
Go
Jen's
get-
working that
Go
night,
get crabs
so-
with your sweetie.
Yeah, I think Jen's working late that day.
You guys aren't listening, are you?
We are.
I said go get crabs with your sweetie.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Sorry.
I can't with you.
That was bad. I know. Sorry.
And
I
I'm,
said it because you
tickets-
guys weren't listening.
sometimes those crab feeds tickets start selling out, so
Yeah.
don't wait too long if you want
And
to
then
go.
I
you
think
better
we
call
have one
somebody
more
and-
event that we're going to show up. Two more events. Oh, we have the Herald Community Club Chili Cook-Off.
You got three
They-
events in a row there.
They brought a flyer in
That's
for
a
this
lot,
today. This
Right?
is on
Friday,
the
Saturday, Sunday. That's a busy weekend.
This is at Champagne Ranch. So if you
Oh,
like
that's a nice
chili or
venue.
you think you
Yeah,
got
okay,
what it
that's fine.
takes to make bomb chili, you need to participate in this. So the QR code is on the screen, but this is also online. You could Google Herald Community Club Chili Cook-Off, and you can get involved with this. They're going to have games, beverages, raffles, desserts, all kinds of cool stuff. You can contact Carissa at 916-926-2008. So 916-926-2008.
I make great chili, but it's never the same. Like
Well,
every
there's
time I make
different
it,
types
it's
of chili
always
though.
different.
But there's
No, I know,
you know,
but it's just because I never measure anything. I just put a little bit of this,
just
a little
wing
of
it.
that.
You need to write down the
That's
recipe.
That's the variation.
And then the last
Yeah,
event we
right.
have is the Spring Break Carnival. So this is coming up in March. So we're a
Okay.
ways out from this. And this is going to be launched by the City of Galt on March 31st. And for more information, you can contact Parks and Rec or the city of Galt, and it's going to be. Does it say where it's going to be?
At the
Oh, it's
market
going to be at the
ground,
Galt
isn't it?
Market.
Oh, it's going to be at the Galt Market. Yeah,
okay.
Spring
Yep.
Carnival. Yep, at the Galt Market. So, all right. Well, those are the events that are coming up in our community. I'm going to remind everybody next week we have a great guest. Not that you're not great. We have a lot of we have a lot of ladies. We have a lot of ladies on the show. It makes Dan and I look better. We have
it doesn't make me look better. It always makes me look worse. I want you to get some big ugly guy on the show as a guest sometime.
We need a big ugly
then
guy.
Maybe I'll look better.
If you are a big ugly guy and you want to come on our show,
Yeah.
contact us.
Dan wants you.
I
Contact
do.
Dan.
Every time I go back and look at the show and go, man, they
Yeah.
make me look bad again.
Next
If
week
it's just Sean and I look great. It's
What are
when
you
we have
talking
guests.
about?
When we have guests, the guests.
Your
always make me
beard
look
is
bad.
beautiful.
I tried. Thank you.
oh, so
It looks
beautiful.
Great. It's so
So
beautiful.
luxurious.
It is. But I'm sorry, you were saying next week what now, Sean?
Next week, our
Sorry.
guest is going to be Channel 3 news anchor Leticia Ordez.
Oh wow.
So Leticia Ordez is a obviously she's a well-known news anchor for Channel 3, news personality, but also she is a children's author, and she's made several great children's books. So we're going to have Leticia on the next week talking about her books and talking about what it was like to graduate from Galt High
She's
School and
Galt
go
native.
on to be be into media and stuff. I think it's a very inspiring story. So we're going to have her. We're very thankful that we've been talking about it for a while, but we finally pinned down the date. So next week, 7:00 Wednesday as usual. Tune in and see what our conversation with Leticia goes. And then we have some other guests coming up. Just to mention, we are going to have our Sacramento County Supervisor Patrick Hume. He is our district supervisor. He will be on the end of the month. And March 4th, we will have the Sacramento District Attorney. This is the district attorney for all of Sacramento County.
We had
Wow.
Senator Nilo on.
Mr. Tinho. He's a great guy.
See, you associate with some important people there.
That's
See?
special.
Yeah.
So Mr. Ho is going to be he is quite the crusader, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of things, probably big things outside of Galt, but we're going to talk about crime and the efforts to change like Prop 47, Prop 36, all this kinds of stuff. It's going to be a great conversation with him. So we are very happy that we get the district attorney to come on our show. So that'll be on March 4th. So we have some other guests too. We're going to disclose later. But so with that, I think we're going to sign off. 8:28, right on time.
Yeah.
So Karen, thank you again for coming on tonight. We appreciate you representing Lions. Thank you to Lions.
Anybody that wants
Keep
to
up
sign
the good work,
go
Lions.
online, look up Galt Lions Club,
Yep.
Google Galt Lions Club, and you get the information to sign up.
Yeah,
And-
we have Facebook, TikTok,
and so-
Instagram, all those.
So
things.
Simba here is the new lion.
Oh yeah, you forgot the Fandango
Simba.
Club too, by the way, on your sponsors there.
Simba's the new lion. That's going to be Dan's nickname. I officially coined him Simba.
Yeah,
Make
well,
sure you hold him to that.
I'll go to the fourth or the second meeting of every month on the fourth
So yeah,
Thursday.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can make
Yeah,
one
I can
meeting
make
a
one
month
meeting
and
a
then
month.
just go to 2 events
Yeah.
and then like boom.
Do we drink at these meetings?
I can't disclose any information about any of that
Oh,
kind
they're
of stuff
private.
that happens in
These
the
are
meetings.
private. Yeah.
No, we're actually open to the public. So like that's the other thing too, just selfish little plug. Like if you need help, right? We highly suggest the public to come to our meetings. We have kids that come to those meetings to talk about their FFA projects or whatever. So I mean like we donate to a lot of different individuals, groups,
Second
kids,
and fourth
et cetera.
Thursday.
Yep.
Every month.
Yep.
6:00.
Yep.
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
Yep.
At the community room next to Velvet Grill.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll see you there.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We especially thank all our viewers because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this for any reason. And we want to thank our sponsors again, of course. And we want to wish everybody a wonderful rest of your week and a weekend. And we will see all of you next week on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Two guys on the mic, Sean and Ben, talking small town life where it all began. Galt's got charming stories to spare, from the city news to the country air. The great American little town, where the news is small but the pride's profound. Grab a coffee, sit back, it's all going down on the great American little town. Sports scores, local clubs, and a parade. Dan cracks a joke, Sean throws some shade. Local gossip and a heartfelt cheer. It's Galt's heartbeat right here. Where the news is small, but the prize